Good evening, live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next hour. Birthday greetings pour in from across the world for Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he turns 75. Leaders hail his role in India's rise on the global stage. Prime Minister Modi holds talks with EU chief Ursula von der Leyen. Leaders reaffirm commitment for conclusion of the India-EU FTA negotiations before the end of the year. King Charles and family greet Donald Trump at Windsor Castle. Unprecedented pomp and protest mark US President's second state visit to Britain. Top diplomats of Iran and 3 European powers hold talks as Tehran seeks to avert the reimposition of sanctions over its nuclear program. Philippines accuses China of unlawful behavior after a water cannon incident at disputed shoal in South China Sea. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates his 75th birthday on Wednesday with an outpouring of wishes from different parts of the world. Presidents, Prime Ministers, spiritual leaders laud his leadership and contributions to India's rise on the world stage. Prime Minister Modi expressed gratitude to the leaders for their greetings. Here's more.
As Prime Minister Narendra Modi turned 75 Wednesday, wishes poured in from world leaders amid prayers for his good health and long life. Eminent personalities from across the globe heaped overwhelming praises for his contributions to India's rise on the world stage.
Prime Minister Modi, my good friend Narendra, I want to wish you a happy birthday. You've accomplished so much for India in your life, and we have together accomplished a great deal in the friendship between India and Israel. I look forward to seeing you soon because we can bring our partnership and our friendship to even greater heights. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday to my friend, Prime Minister Modi. Australia is proud to share such a strong friendship with India, and we're grateful every day for the incredible contribution of the Indian community here in Australia. I look forward to catching up with you soon, Prime Minister, and many more years of friendship and progress.
Kia ora, namaskar, my good friend Prime Minister Modi. Congratulations on your 75th birthday from me and all of your friends across New Zealand. A milestone like this is a moment to reflect on the wisdom of your leadership as you seek to guide India towards becoming a developed country by 2047. I'm really excited about New Zealand partnering more with India to achieve that vision as we look to ensure both our great nations achieve the security and also the prosperity that we seek.
It is a great pleasure to wish Prime Minister Modi a happy 75th birthday. In these uncertain times, we all need good friends, and Modi ji has always been a good friend to me and to Britain. I'm delighted to see UK-India ties going from strength to strength. As someone from a British-Indian family, this relationship will always have a special place in my heart.
Extending greetings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Russian President Vladimir Putin in a message said, "Your work as head of government has earned you great respect from your compatriots and enormous prestige on the international stage. Under your guidance, India has achieved impressive results in the social, economic, scientific and technological spheres. You are making a great personal contribution to strengthening the privileged strategic partnership between our countries and to promoting mutually beneficial Russian-Indian cooperation in various areas. I highly appreciate our close comradely relations. We will certainly continue our constructive dialogue and joint work on the current issues on the bilateral, regional and international agendas." Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also wished Prime Minister Modi on his 75th birthday. In a message she wrote, "Happy 75th birthday to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His strength, his determination and his ability to lead millions of people are a source of inspiration. With friendship and esteem, I wish him health and energy to continue leading India toward a bright future and to further strengthen the relations between our nations. Leaders of the Global South too extended their warm wishes to Prime Minister Modi and expressed hope that he will continue serving the deprived sections of society and humanity at large.
I join our Gyalsups, our national service men and women, and indeed all the people of Bhutan in offering our warmest wishes on your 75th birth anniversary. On this happy occasion, we pray for Your Excellency's good health, happiness, and long life. Tashidile.
We wish to congratulate Prime Minister Modi on his birthday, September 17. Again, we thank him for paying a very historic visit to Trinidad and Tobago recently. We were glad to confer upon him the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, our highest national award, for his contributions to the development of Trinidad and Tobago, for his service to the region and the wider international community. He has been a statesman and a leading voice of the Global South.
I'm delighted to hear that my good friend, Mr. Narendra Modi, is turning 75. That is a diamond birthday, which is very important. I was very impressed by the way he was conducting himself, his openness, his sincerity, his sense of duty, and most importantly, his humor, his sense of humor. And we want to wish him many more birthdays in the future.
Other Global South leaders, like Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerrit, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Irfan Ali, and the Mauritius Prime Minister Ramagulam also wished Prime Minister Modi good health and sought divine blessings for him. Special prayers were held across Sri Lanka to mark the 75th birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, reflecting goodwill across faiths and communities. The Bohra community in Colombo organized a prayer at the Bohra Mosque in Colombo. Prayers were also held at the Mahabodhi Society in Colombo, where monks invoked blessings from the Dhamma for India and the Prime Minister, and prayers were also held in various temples of Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed gratitude to the world leaders who extended warm greetings to him on his 75th birthday. Bureau Report, DD India.
And earlier, Prime Minister Modi received a phone call from US President Donald Trump for wishes on his birthday as he turned 75. In a post on social media platform X, Prime Minister Modi thanked Donald Trump and referred to the trade deal talks that resumed just hours earlier on Tuesday. He said, and I quote, "Thank you, my friend President Trump, for your phone call and warm greetings on my 75th birthday. Like you, I'm also fully committed to taking the India-US Comprehensive Global Partnership to new heights. We support your initiatives towards peaceful resolution of the Ukraine conflict." And Donald Trump later made a similar post on Truth Social platform. He said, and I quote, "Just had a wonderful phone call with my friend Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I wished him a very happy birthday. He's doing a tremendous job. Narendra, thank you for your support on ending the war between Russia and Ukraine." And earlier today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a phone call from President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. President of the European Commission conveyed warm greetings on Prime Minister Modi's 75th birthday. PM expressed gratitude for the birthday wishes. Prime Minister conveyed appreciation for the adoption of the new strategic EU-India agenda by the EU. As the world's largest democratic forces, the leaders welcomed efforts towards further strengthening the India-EU strategic partnership for mutual prosperity, as well as jointly addressing global issues, fostering stability and promoting a rules-based order. The two leaders also reaffirmed their commitment for a conclusion of the India-EU FTA negotiations before the end of the year. They also exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. India remains committed for an early and peaceful resolution of the conflict in Ukraine. PM Modi reiterated his invitation for the next India-EU summit to be held in India next year. Let's now listen in to other world leaders greeting Prime Minister Modi on his birthday.
On behalf of the Conservative and Unionist Party of the United Kingdom and myself personally, I would like to wish you, Prime Minister Modi, a happy 75th birthday. On this very joyous occasion, we all reflect on your years of dedicated public service to India and to forming closer ties between our two countries. The partnership between India and the UK has been strengthened over many, many years. You have personally worked hard to empower the Indian diaspora in the UK and elsewhere in the world to play such a role in supporting the causes of peace, prosperity and success. I wish you a very happy birthday.
Dear Prime Minister, dear Narendra, on the occasion of your 75th birthday, it is my great honor to extend my heartfelt wishes to you on behalf of the government and the people of Cyprus for your continued health, happiness and success. Your visionary leadership has inspired not only the people of India, but also strengthened the bonds of friendship and cooperation between our two nations. Be assured, my friend, that both Cyprus and I personally stand as steadfast friends to India, ready to support and collaborate with you at every step. May this milestone birthday bring you many happy returns and the strength to continue leading the great nation of India toward even greater heights of prosperity and success.
And as Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates his 75th birthday, the nation is observing Seva Parv, honouring Prime Minister's commitment to public service. From healthcare initiatives to community welfare programs, the day has seen a series of events launched across the country. Let's take a look at how leaders from all corners of India are marking the special occasion with service to the people.
The 75th birthday of PM Modi is being celebrated across the country as Seva Parv celebrations, marking the initiatives in public service. As part of the celebrations, exhibitions in every district are being held to portray the work done by PM Modi through welfare schemes and imbibing the spirit of service. The national capital got a new lease of life on PM Modi's birthday with regard to strengthening primary health services. India's Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated 101 Ayushman Arogya Mandirs and 150 dialysis machines. Nearly 1,600 crore rupees worth of development projects were launched and foundation stone laid. Home Minister Amit Shah, while wishing PM Modi on his birthday, said that PM Modi has dedicated his entire life for the welfare of the country.
जिस व्यक्ति का महान भारत का संकल्प समग्र देश को ऊर्जा देता हो, जिस व्यक्ति ने गरीब कल्याण का जो संकल्प लिया, उससे देश के 60 करोड़ से ज्यादा गरीबों को घर, बिजली, घर में शुद्ध पानी, शौचालय, गैस का सिलेंडर, प्रति व्यक्ति 5 किलो अनाज मुफ्त और 5 लाख तक की स्वास्थ्य की सुविधाएं फ्री मिली हो, वो व्यक्ति के सेवा पखवाड़े में हर व्यक्ति के कल्याण की चिंता करना, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने एक नई परंपरा शुरू की.
Union Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal initiated a host of programs in his constituency of northern Mumbai on the occasion of PM Modi's birthday. Blood donation camps are being organized across the country till October 2nd, including one at Srinagar. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav also donated blood at a camp in New Delhi organized by Akhil Bharatiya Terapanth Yuvak Parishad. He also called upon the citizens to join in service in an attempt to transform politics into a medium of service.
देश के जन जन से मैं आह्वान करूंगा कि सेवा की भावना के साथ 140 करोड़ देशवासियों की सेवा में हम सब जुट जाएं. जो प्रेरणा हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने हमें दी है, उस अंधकार से उजाले की तरफ ले जाने वाले प्रधानमंत्री जी को मैं शत-शत नमन करता हूं उनके जन्मदिन के इस पावन अवसर पर.
Elsewhere, Union Minister JP Nadda and Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini of the North Indian state of Haryana inaugurated a series of programs including a free health checkup camp. In Odisha's Bhubaneswar, Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi inaugurated a series of programs including Swachhata Drive and tree plantation under Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam initiative. India's Minister of State for Communications and Rural Development, Dr. P.C. Shekhar launched the Swasth Nari Sashakt Parivar Abhiyan in Guntur city, Andhra Pradesh. The program was inaugurated as part of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's birthday celebrations. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju took part in the Seva Pakwara held at Bangla Sahib Gurdwara in New Delhi. With Bureau Inputs, Shagnik Chakraborty's report for DD India.
And still to come on DD India News Hour. Hundreds of Afghan refugees continue to return from Pakistan. Australia, Papua New Guinea delay mutual defence treaty. State of emergency declared in Ecuador after police clash with protesters over diesel subsidy cuts.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. We read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. US President Donald Trump's historic second state visit to Britain included royal ceremonies, heightened security and major investments from tech giants like Google, Microsoft and GSK. These investments, including billions in AI and nuclear power, aim to strengthen economic ties between the US and the UK. Mohammad Absarul Hassan brings us more.
President Donald Trump's historic second state visit to Britain began with unparalleled pomp, heightened security, and a series of planned protests. This landmark occasion also saw major investments from US tech giants, underlining the importance of the visit. Prince William personally welcomed the visiting US dignitary at the Royal Palace, setting the stage for an extraordinary visit. At Windsor Castle, King Charles greeted Trump and First Lady Melania. Windsor Castle, the oldest and largest inhabited castle in the world, has been the home to British monarchs for nearly 1,000 years. The royal treatment included a lavish carriage procession, gun salutes, a military flypast, and an opulent banquet. Other members of the British royal family, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Princess Kate, were also present to welcome the American presidential couple who arrived by helicopter from London. Trump and Melania were honored with a royal red carpet welcome. Proceeding in a carriage through the majestic grounds of Windsor Castle, Trump engaged in conversation with King Charles and Prince William, while Melania spoke with Queen Camilla and Princess Kate. The procession, which was flanked by 1,300 British service personnel, marked the largest military ceremonial welcome for a state visit in living memory. Trump, who has been vocal about his pride in being the first US leader and the first elected politician to be invited by a British monarch for 2 state visits, expressed his gratitude for the honor. In a symbolic gesture, Trump also inspected the Guard of Honor as his second state visit began with an extraordinary display of ceremonial grandeur. This unprecedented occasion was not just marked by lavish traditions, but by the strategic investments being made in Britain. The visit comes at a time of significant economic collaboration. Major US companies, including Google, Microsoft, and GSK, have committed billions to invest in the UK. Google is pouring $6.8 billion into new investments in Britain, which is expected to generate numerous business deals and partnerships. Meanwhile, Microsoft is investing a whopping $30 billion into UK's AI sector, its largest investment outside the US, promising to boost the UK's economy in the coming years. And GSK has pledged a $30 billion investment into US research and development, along with significant factory expansions across the UK. With this visit, Britain and the United States plan to accelerate the development of new nuclear power projects. The UK government stated in a press release that this golden age of nuclear is central to its mission of building more clean, homegrown power to ensure energy security. The two countries also plan to collaborate on revolutionary quantum computers and expedite the development of this technology across sectors like healthcare, defense, and finance. Additionally, NASA and the UK Space Agency intend to develop AI models to support scientific research and exploration missions. Mohammed Absarul Hassan's report for DD India.
In other news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Tuesday that Israel intends to create an independent arms industry that can withstand international constraints. In his address, Netanyahu spoke about the Israeli economy, which he said withheld two economic crises, COVID and two-year war on Gaza. He mentioned that President of the United States, Donald Trump, had invited him to the White House and his visit would take place in a couple of weeks after his speech at the UN.
We are going to produce an independent arms industry, very powerful, very strong, that can withstand any kind of international political constraints and will provide security for the state of Israel. This is what I envision for the state. It's going to continue to grow, it's going to continue to innovate, and it's going to continue to provide for our security and our prosperity, and I think soon with expanded peace treaties in the Middle East. It'll take time. You don't see it right now, but it's coming.
Iranian and European ministers made little progress in talks on Wednesday aimed at averting international sanctions on Tehran over its nuclear program being reimposed at the end of this month. Britain, France and Germany, the so-called E3, launched a 30-day process at the end of August to reimpose UN sanctions. They set conditions for Tehran to meet during September to convince them to extend the snapback mechanism. The offer by the E3 to extend the snapback for as much as 6 months to enable serious negotiations is conditional on Iran restoring access for UN nuclear inspectors, who would also seek to account for Iran's large stock of enriched uranium and engaging in talks with the US. The status of Iran's enriched uranium stocks has been unknown since Israel and the United States bombed Iranian nuclear sites in June this year. Moving on, the Philippines accused China's Coast Guard of unlawful behavior in the South China Sea. The Philippines Coast Guard blamed China for aggressive actions after Chinese vessels fired water cannons at Philippine ships. Philippines Coast Guard spokesperson Jay Tariela stated that they were on a mission to resupply over 35 Philippine fishing boats at the shoal when they encountered hostility from 9 Chinese vessels.
Common sense lang naman, no? Wina-water cannon nila sa likod.
It's common sense. They were firing water cannon both from behind and from the front. They were maneuvering around the vessel. It was inevitable that the vessel would hit each other. But again, it was not intentionally. It was actually their lies once again hiding their unlawful and bullying activities in Baijuda, Maslinoc. What really happened? Here is the 2 China Coast Guard vessels that were harnessing Datiopyang conducted dangerous maneuver, which they released on social media, showing that we were the one who hit. But even if they claim that, they were still firing onto the bridge of the BFAR vessel.
That is pretty much normal for the Chinese government.
Hundreds of Afghan refugees head to Pakistan's border area of Doordarshan as authorities force them to return to their home country. Pakistan has hosted Afghans fleeing violence for more than 4 decades. However, in 2023, Islamabad launched a crackdown to evict them, painting the population as terrorists and criminals. More than 554,000 Afghans have returned since April, including 143,000 in August alone, according to UN refugee agency UNHCR.
They forced us out and we had to sell our cattle, sheep, goat and cow at very low prices. Now, vehicle rent has gone up from about 1 lakh Pakistani rupee to nearly 5 lakh. We have suffered heavy losses.
We had problems, such as if we wanted to go to the market in Pakistan, we went with fear and had to check if there was any checkpoint. If there was a checkpoint, we would avoid it.
Australia and Papua New Guinea have failed to sign a long-awaited mutual defence treaty. The two countries' leaders instead announced a joint communique pledging to continue negotiations on a wider pact.
Today we've signed a communique that depicts to both Australians and Papua New Guineans, and we are becoming security partners as we go forward into the future. Security treaty for Papua New Guinea would be the highest in terms of security relations we've given to any country.
This treaty will elevate our relationship to the status of an alliance. It will be Australia's first new alliance in more than 70 years, and only the third in our entire history, along with the ANZUS Treaty with New Zealand and the United States.
In other developments, Ecuadorian police used tear gas and riot control tactics on Tuesday to disperse protest in Quito as demonstrators oppose government's elimination of diesel subsidies. The confrontations erupted when demonstrators threw objects at the riot police, who responded by firing tear gas and advancing on the crowds. On the outskirts of the city, demonstrators blocked highways with stones, earth mounds and burning barricades. Police and military forces worked to clear the roadblocks using bulldozers to remove debris. The protests stem from the government's decision last week to eliminate the $1.1 billion diesel subsidy used by heavy transport, passenger vehicle and agriculture sectors. The removal of the subsidy increased diesel costs from $1.80 to $2.80 per gallon, prompting widespread opposition from protesters who argued that the measure will increase living costs. President Daniel Noboa declared a state of emergency on Tuesday in 7 provinces of the country. From Madhya Pradesh's Dhar district, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday unveiled a string of nationwide health and development initiatives ranging from women's health campaigns to nutrition drives and industrial expansion projects, underscoring his government's focus on holistic growth and self-reliance. Here's more in this report.
Launching 2 major health campaigns, Swachh Nari Shashakt Parivar and Rashtriya Poshan Ma, the Prime Minister said service to the poor is the foremost duty of his government. Stressing that the nation cannot progress without healthy mothers, he called the new initiative a step to detect and treat women's health issues early. The campaign will run till October 2nd, enabling women across the country to undergo free health checkups at nearby centers.
हमारा मकसद है एक भी महिला जानकारी या संसाधनों के अभाव में गंभीर बीमारी का शिकार न हो। इसलिए इस अभियान के तहत बीपी हो, डायबिटीज हो, एनीमिया, टीबी हो या कैंसर जैसी भयंकर बीमारी की संभावना हो, इन सब की जांच की जाएगी।
The Rashtriya Poshan Ma, now in its 8th year, will continue till October 16. On this occasion, the Prime Minister also transferred financial assistance under the Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana to 15 lakh beneficiaries through direct benefit transfer.
अब तक 4.5 करोड़ गर्भवती माताओं को मातृ वंदना योजना का लाभ मिल चुका है और अब तक 19,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक राशि मेरी इन माताओं बहनों के बैंक खाते में पहुंच चुकी है। आज भी एक ही क्लिक से 15 लाख से ज्यादा गर्भवती माताओं को मदद भेज दी गई है।
Highlighting the government's fight against sickle cell disease, particularly prevalent among tribal communities, the Prime Minister said over 5 crore people have been screened since the campaign began in 2023, saving countless lives. He also launched the Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan and distributed 1 crore screening card to beneficiaries. On the development front, the Prime Minister led the foundation of the PM Mitra Park in Dhar, envisioned as a world-class integrated textile hub spread over 2,150 acres. Equipped with solar power plants, effluent treatment facilities and modern road infrastructure, the park is expected to create 3 lakh jobs, boost farmers' income and strengthen India's textile value chain by reducing logistic costs.
इस पार्क से भारत की टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री को नई ऊर्जा मिलेगी, किसान को उसकी उपज का सही मूल्य मिलेगा। साथियों, ये पीएम मित्र पार्क से, ये टेक्सटाइल पार्क से सबसे बड़ा लाभ हमारे युवकों को, युवतियों को बहुत बड़ी संख्या में रोजगार मिलेगा।
From healthcare to industry, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's announcements today in Dhar aim to empower women, strengthen tribal welfare and drive industrial growth, bringing together social equity and economic opportunity under one vision. Bureau Report for DD India.
Still to come on DD India News Hour. We talk about Prime Minister Modi's journey as a global statesman.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's strategic visits worldwide in the last 11 years have widened India's global outreach multifold, further cementing PM Modi's credentials as a global statesman. As PM turns 75, DD India Sakal Bhatt brings us more on Prime Minister Modi's visionary leadership, his diplomatic acumen, personal demeanour at world stage, making India a force to reckon with.
दुनिया भारत को विश्व बंधु के रूप में देखती है तो ये हमारे लिए गर्व की बात है।
At the core of Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy doctrine and global outreach is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family. This is an all-embracing outlook envisioned by Prime Minister Modi, advocating global progress as one universal family, transcending borders, languages and ideologies. It's only under his leadership, India's long history of promoting peace globally through its foreign policy and diplomacy, contributions to peacekeeping missions, is widely recognized and respected worldwide. Thus, the writing is on the wall. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, recognized as a global statesman, advocating peace, dialogue and cooperation. Amid global conflicts, it's the Indian Prime Minister who has always championed stability, hence the emergence of India's role as a voice of reason. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India's international stature and geopolitical approach based on multi-alignment has only made India's global position robust. The hallmark of Prime Minister Modi's leadership promotes India as a bridge builder and mediator in global conflicts, emphasizing dialogue, respect for sovereignty and cooperation.
ये सम्मान केवल मेरा सम्मान नहीं है, यह 140 करोड़ भारतवासियों का सम्मान है।
Testament to this are numerous strategic state and multilateral visits Prime Minister Modi undertook, many marked by several firsts and several monumental in nature. Prime Minister Modi has had a rare distinction of addressing parliament sessions on foreign soil with global legislators listening to him in rapt attention.
ये संविधान की ही ताकत है।
In 11 years, Prime Minister Modi has addressed international parliaments 17 times, out of which he addressed the US Congress twice in 2016 and 2023, making him the only Indian Prime Minister to have done so in India's history.
When India sets benchmark in growth, it will inspire many other countries to do the same.
Something which reinforces his tall stature as global statesman. During the SCO summit, Prime Minister's first high-level India-China reset since 2020 border tensions garnered tremendous global attention. Prime Minister Modi signalled strengthening of India-Russia ties with a reaffirmed strategic partnership. This was also reflective of his balanced diplomacy, engaging China and Russia while keeping autonomy from the West, sending out a strong message to global community that India stands firm on its ground. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also been one of the few leaders who visited both Ukraine and Russia in 2024 and advocated for peace. Prime Minister Modi also is the first Indian Prime Minister to have visited Israel in July 2017 and Palestine in February 2018. In the ever-changing world order, amidst conflict-ridden and fraction-driven geopolitics, the international community now looks at India. Rather, looks up to India. India today stands out as a voice that matters for its geopolitical strength driven by this leadership and its vision at the helm. Prime Minister Modi's story of leading the nation of billions, driven by perform, reform and transform, has positioned India as global power, fronted by his international outreach, amplified by his personal demeanor. Prime Minister Modi of India continues to amplify India's voice on world stage. The message stands loud and clear. India is positioned to lead the new world order under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. The Modi way, hence the India way. With Ayushi Ahuja, Sakal Bhatt's report for DD India.
The self-reliant India, that is Prime Minister Modi's transformative vision for the country, fosters resilience, innovation, inclusivity while positioning India as a vital player in the global economy. Launched in 2020, this ambitious initiative was designed to catalyze growth across sectors while fostering a spirit of self-sufficiency.
For Prime Minister Narendra Modi, self-reliant India is more than just an economic freedom. It is the fusion of tradition and modernity. Prime Minister Modi gave India the mantra of zero defect, zero effect. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister's call for self-reliance turned vocal for local into a mass movement. To push domestic production, Prime Minister Modi launched Make in India. One district, one product, and the government e-marketplace boosted local trade. India's toy industry, once reliant on Chinese imports, is now exporting worldwide. Toy manufacturing has jumped 70%.
Toy sector has achieved multi-fold increase in export and 50% reduction in import over the last 4 to 5 years, which has become possible only due to the policies and the vision given by our Honorable Prime Minister.
In semiconductors, the government rolled out a 76,000 crore rupees mission. And to power manufacturing, production-linked incentives were cleared in 14 sectors.
If you look at India, I think you have the talents. You have already quite some experience with design in semiconductor. 20% of the design of any chips is made in India. So you have a few good starting points. Now it's about ambition, will, and execution. And I think that your Prime Minister seems to be very, very determined to get that going.
So now, when we look at all of that's happening, right, that we should all work towards making India a product nation, a production nation, and the skills nation for the world. And that leads us to an Atmanirbhar Bharat who not only can take care of itself, but also can take care of the rest of the world. So this is excellent steps. Progress is being made, evidence is seen, and now the future is for us to take.
The Vocal for Local push gave the biggest boost to MSMEs. After the COVID-19 pandemic, small industries bounced back with confidence. Khadi and village industries led the charge in promoting local products. In 2024 and 25, they hit record highs in production, sales and jobs. In the past 11 years, sales were up by 447%, production by 347%, and jobs went up nearly by 50%. Prime Minister Modi has urged the people to buy Made in India products during every festival, be it Navratri, Dussehra or Diwali. Prime Minister has even asked the shopkeepers to display Swadeshi board. The message is clear: trust Indian goods. From khadi to chips, toys to mobiles, India is carving a new identity from local to global. Bureau Report, DD India.
75 years after independence, India's artisans still form the backbone of its cultural and economic identity. To support them, Prime Minister Modi launched PM Vishwakarma Scheme on 17th of September 2023. 2 years later, the scheme is marking its anniversary with nearly 30 lakh registrations and growing impact.
They are India's Vishwakarmas, the traditional artisans and craftspeople who work with their hands and tools. From carpenters and cobblers to potters, goldsmiths and toy makers, 18 trades are recognized under the scheme. PM Vishwakarma offers skill upgradation. Beneficiaries undergo basic and advanced training and receive a daily stipend of Rs 500. A toolkit incentive of Rs 15,000 ensures they stay updated with modern equipment while preserving their traditional skills.
भगवान विश्वकर्मा के आशीर्वाद से आज प्रधानमंत्री विश्वकर्मा योजना का आरंभ हो रहा है। हाथ के हुनर से, औजारों से परंपरागत रूप से काम करने वाले लाखों परिवारों के लिए पीएम विश्वकर्मा योजना उम्मीद की एक नई किरण बनकर आ रही है। इसलिए ये योजना विश्वकर्मा साथियों को आधुनिक युग में ले जाने का प्रयास है।
Financial empowerment is at the heart of this program. Artisans can avail collateral-free loans of up to Rs 3 lakh at just 5% interest. In a bid to take artisans into the digital economy, the scheme rewards every cashless transactions with incentives and up to 100 transactions a month. Marketing support too is part of the package, from branding and certification to onboarding on e-commerce platforms like the GEM, giving artisans a wider market reach. The scheme is being implemented by the Ministry for Small and Medium Enterprises with support from the Skill Development and the Finance Ministries. District level units across the country are creating awareness, mobilizing artisans, and monitoring their training. With an outlay of rupees 13,000 crores, PM Vishwakarma will run until 2027-28. And in just 2 years, nearly 30 lakh artisans have already registered, many already reaping the benefits of recognition, training, credit, and market access. From heritage crafts to digital skills, PM Vishwakarma is helping India's artisans step confidently into the future. 2 years on, and the scheme is not just preserving tradition, it is powering transformation. Bureau Report, DD India.
Former President of Society of Automotive Engineers, or SAE India, and a veteran with over 20 years of experience in automotive industry, Venkataraj speaks about the impact of the latest GST reforms on the automotive and electric vehicle sectors. He highlights that the reduction in GST from 28 to 18% will bring substantial benefits to manufacturers, industrial integrators, small and medium-sized enterprises in the automotive sector.
From the productivity perspective, this will greatly enhance mass outsourcing of the components for the OEMs. You take any OEM, whether it is car, two-wheeler or three-wheeler, they will be able to finalize a few suppliers without hesitation and stock more components. What does it result to? It will result in more number of cars, which means mass localization of automobile, especially on the EVs.
Dubai has launched a new contactless immigration system at its international airport, allowing passengers simply by walking through a red carpet corridor without presenting any documentation. The smart tunnel system, currently operational at Terminal 3's Business Departure Hall, uses AI-powered biometric technology to verify travellers automatically.
The new smart tunnel basically allows 10 passengers to use it at the same time without the need to present any documentations to verify themselves. They just walk through it and their process is complete at the immigration touchpoint.
Delhi International Airport today celebrated Yatri Seva Divas, Passenger Service Day, with great enthusiasm across its terminals. The nationwide initiative, guided by Ministry of Civil Aviation, is aimed at making air travel more seamless, pleasant and passenger-friendly. The day coincided with 75th birthday of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and turned Delhi Airport into a festive hub. Passengers welcomed with flowers, entertained with cultural performances and encouraged to share feedback to further improve services. The celebrations at Terminal 1 were graced by senior officials including Civil Aviation Secretary Sameer Kumar Sinha, Airports Authority of India Chairman, Joint Secretary and Director Shankesh Mehta. Interacted with travellers, reviewing amenities and facilities firsthand. Yatri Seva Divas reflects government's vision of placing passengers at the heart of aviation, turning airports into true symbols of hospitality, efficiency and inclusivity. India rose to 38th position among 139 economies in the World Intellectual Property Organization's Global Innovation Index 2025. That's a big leap from 81st position in the year 2015. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, this progress reflects India's unwavering commitment to knowledge creation and sustainable growth. The remarkable journey towards Viksit Bharat, or developed India, and global leadership is powered by India's innovators, entrepreneurs, scientists and young talent. Switzerland has topped the Index 2025 ranking, which evaluates the innovation performance of nearly 140 economies using approximately 80 indicators including R&D, spending, venture capitals deals, high-tech exports and intellectual property filings. Now, there's not much in the world not running on electricity, and how much energy a country uses can tell us a lot about how its economy is doing. New research says that global power demand will rise massively in the future. Lars Holter is with DW and joins me from Berlin. Lars, what can you tell us about the details of the study?
Thanks for having me. Well, let's start with the one thing all the regions in the world have in common. The demand for electricity will rise tremendously over the next 5 years and likely beyond that. But we're talking about a study of the next 5 years. And we're looking at data and estimates the Boston Consulting Group has researched. Now, what's interesting, the three biggest economic areas in the world see their power demand rise for totally different reasons. In China, more electricity is apparently needed to power an ever-growing industrial sector there. In India, it's pretty much the same, but not quite at that level. In the US, the demand for electricity is going up to power giant data centers. And here in Europe, demand is set to rise to satisfy transportation needs, the rise of electric mobility and such. And that tells an interesting story, if not a very good one from the European perspective, because Europe is clearly not at the forefront of new technologies. That would be the US, while it also doesn't have growth in the industrial sector. That's what we're seeing in China.
And what's behind these developments and why are they so different from each other?
Well, some of it is sort of historic and very easy to explain. China, of course, is a massively rising economic powerhouse and still has a lot to build up. The US is obviously a high-tech force and very strong in data technology and the data economy. Also, of course, a leading force in AI. But the fact that Europe doesn't see any of that and that it sees mostly growth in a rather benign sector, transportation and mobility, is also due to high energy prices here. Electricity is more expensive across the continent and especially in Germany. And over years now, it's led to much less money being invested here in energy-intensive businesses, even though they include some of the tech fields that are generally seen as future technologies and drivers of growth and wealth. In Europe, investment in energy-intensive industries has only grown 20%. In the US, it was 60%, and in China, a full 275%.
Thank you, Lars. India's Union Minister of Civil Aviation, Ram Mohan Naidu, on Wednesday launched the initiative of Yatri Seva Divas at airports across the country. The occasion was marked with free medical checkups, health awareness campaigns at the airports, with a special focus on women travellers under Swasth Nari Sashakt Parivar Abhiyan. You're watching DD India News Hour. Time now for all the action from the world of sports. India's ace athlete Neeraj Chopra has qualified for the javelin throw finals at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo on Wednesday. Defending champion Chopra hurled the javelin to 84.85 meters in his first attempt to breach the qualification mark of 84.5 meters. The finals will take place on Thursday, where double Olympic medalist Chopra will chase the third medal of the championship. India's Sachin Yadav also managed to squeeze into the final after finishing 10th with a commendable 83.67 meter throw. A cricket museum in Dubai is becoming a center of attraction for fans across the globe. One man has turned his lifelong passion into a living archive. Shyam Bhatia, businessman, cricket superfan, has built a private museum that celebrates the game's greatest moments and legends. DD India correspondent Abhishek Mahajan gets us more.
This is Shyam Bhatia's Cricket Museum in Dubai, a place where cricket's rich history comes alive.
From autographed bats and rare photographs to books dating back more than a century. Step inside Shyam Bhatia's home in Dubai and you're walking into cricket history. It all began in Sharjah when Sunil Gavaskar handed Shyam Bhatia his bat during the Cricketers Benefit Fund series. From that one gesture grew the idea of a cricket museum. What began as a personal collection is now a full-fledged museum.
In 1981, when Bukhatir started CBS series, Indian teams, Pakistan teams coming, but I knew a lot of an Indian team players before from India, and like Ajit Wadekar, Sunil Gavaskar, Salim Durrani, Rasing Dungarpur, so I knew them before coming to Dubai.
Every corner here has a story to tell. And these cricket walls narrate cricket history from 1877 to the present day, featuring heroes of the game.
Among the rarest treasures, a limited edition 1983 World Cup opus, bat signed by Sir Donald Bradman and gear used in World Cup matches.
One thing, at the moment I'm proud of it, painting autographed by all captains of ICC winning World Cup. That's very dear to my heart now.
Shyam Bhartiya's passion has earned him international recognition, including a nomination for the Sports Imprint Award from Dubai Sports Council. It's not a commercial space. Visitors are allowed on request. School children, fans and cricketers often drop by. For him, the idea is simple: to keep cricket spirit alive, especially in a city that has become a second home for the game.
A labor of love and a reminder that cricket isn't just played on the field. Sometimes its greatest innings are preserved in a memory and in museums like this one. It's a living archive of the game. With cameraman Kumar Datta, this is Abhishek Mahajan in Dubai for DD India.
That's all in this edition of DD India News Hour. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on your screens and download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour. Namaskar.